I've just finished setting up the liner height on this block. I know the term setting liner height or liner protrusion gets tossed around a lot, and you might not understand exactly what's going on. So when we use the term liner height, it's exactly that. It's the height of our liners protruding from the deck surface. On these 3406 engines, we measure the liner height with our spacer plate gasket, our spacer plate, and our liner installed with a sled gauge. First up, our sled gauge is simply that. It's a sled with the dial indicator fixed into it. We will make sure our surface is clean. We will set our sled gauge on a flat level surface and zero out our dial gauge. At that point, we are ready to check our liner height. You do this by moving your sled gauge to where the dial indicator pointer is over the liner flange while the sled gauge is still resting on top of the spacer plate. I get it, the cap screw's in the way where you can't see where the indicator is, but we've got it resting just over the top of the liner flange, and that is how we're going to take our measurement. On these 3406 cap blocks, I like to hold a liner height of 6 thousandths with a 1 thou tolerance, not to exceed 6, meaning if I can set up on a block and it be between 5 and 6 thousandths front to rear, measured at 4 locations around each liner, then I am satisfied with that. 1 thousandth of an inch is just that. If you took an inch, divided into 1,000 pieces, that's what we're trying to measure. For reference, a typical human hair or a newspaper both measure 3 thou. But we're trying to hold a tolerance of 1/3 of a human hair from front to back. There are variations in parts, spacer plates. I find that's my biggest issue. I've had spacer plates out of the box that are 2.5, 3.5 thousandths difference from front to back, and that's extremely difficult in order to make sure that we're holding the 1 thou tolerance front to back. So it's wise to set up all of your liners, all of your shims on your spacer plate on your deck, torque it all down, check it all, make sure it all fits exactly like you want it, number that stuff when it comes back apart. That way when you go back together, you can put everything exactly where it was. You know exactly what all of your liner heights are. I know it looks intimidating, but it's really not. I'm not gonna say this is the most important step because there's a host of important steps, but this is as important as any of it. If this is not right, it will fail, just like anything else. So this has to be checked, it has to be right. Spend as much time on this step as you need to make it perfect, because this is the life of the engine.